tundra may not quite be frozen, but it's getting there as we work our way through December. The radar today, however, is clear at Lambeau Field in Green Bay. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Los Angeles Rams. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The first carry for the Memphis man, Antonio Gibson. And he'll wind up with about 6 up. That's the 30 to the 31.
For the tackle. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 31-yard line.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
I'm coming after you. Hey, check back 33. Check back 33. 3 bucks. 3 bucks.
Here's a give to Gibson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
He's crossing. He's checking.
A handoff running left is Gibson. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. On 4th down, Joseph Charlton on to punt. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Those defense for the Packers, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. Flush to his right. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. And he's got this down to the 35.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. No dice this go around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels. Because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, There's nothing but room to run.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I don't think either one of us is surprised about who they just targeted on that one. I mean, they're going to try and get to him as much as possible. Off to a nice start, but unable to haul that one in.
Yeah, already looked his way a couple of times on this opening drive. Can't connect there. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Wilson. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on third down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. Now a handoff here to his running back. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
So often you hear that pep talks don't really work in the heat of the battle, but collectively, this defense has to say to each other, we've been on our heels this whole first drive. This is where we need to dig in. And they got a nice stop right there for a loss on 1st and goal.
And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. A great play there. His 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Rams have taken the early lead on the road here at Lambeau. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report.
And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. What a start defensively. Your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-0, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at them. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot downfield, they were more than prepared for that one.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw is here late in the season. He goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired.
And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. T.J. Hockenson hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Rams have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So rush coming, and he's taken down. Brian Burns in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
He'll look to throw. Ertz over the middle. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. The Rams calling on their nickel set here defensively for third down. Back to throw. Trying for the tight end, Ertz, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
This defense porous so far in this first quarter. They face another 1st and goal. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. A great effort there with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Rams are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room. Check 24. Undercrush, undercrush, undercrush. 79 Broncos.
A handoff for Gibson. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
Gibson. A 7-yard gain. And the Packers first down.
21-0 our score after 1.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score Rams 21, Packers nothing.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Hey, here I come. Here I come. Here I come.
They'll run here with Gibson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
19 Tiger. Hey, check that.
On 2nd down, it's Gibson looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage.
Right, check.
On play action, they'll throw. He's got the hook up to Lazard. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
And here's Joseph Charlton now,
as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. They find some open field here. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Let's go.
64 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. And that one heck of a run right there. Once he got loose, you could tell that he was going to run a long way. That was pretty impressive.
Right back to him on 1st down. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory.
Let's go.
A big play there for L.A.
Well, I tell you what, when you get a running back who can move like that in the open field, that's something to take advantage of, and they certainly did there.
And there's an old chestnut of an expression called getting on your horse. And I hate to use it, but I'm going to right here because it absolutely applies. How about the head of steam he had behind him? And he was absolutely galloping downfield. That was something to see.
And he's got it. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd and goal.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. A great play there. With his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the 2nd most in a single year.
And the Rams continue to pull away here in this first half.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 28-0. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
This taken in at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
It's a big play there for Green Bay. The first red zone opportunity now for the Packers. They've got it 1st and goal at the 7.
They'll run with Gibson.
And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
Watch the slant. Shim. 18 Cardinal.
Gibson again.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Well, they're going to try this thing. They're at the 5, 4th and goal. They're going to go for it. We'll see. Run, probably pass to both in the arsenal. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Zach Ertz, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak. So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now. It becomes contagious, doesn't it? It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well. Well, they are clicking right now. The throw down the field, caught by his running back. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground. They go play action now. Wilson. He's going to let this one go deep. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. And that's on Austin Jackson, first-round pick in 2020. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Here's Wilson. And this will be broken up and incomplete. Now a penalty flag down, and they may be going backward here. So that one a hold right guard. And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty. Play action. It's Wilson. That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards. When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 133 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion? Here's 2nd and 10. And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And they'll get him down right about the 20. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Well, earlier this half, you were wondering how they were going to defend him. I think you used the term bottle him up at different levels. They've struggled to do that.
They certainly have, because when you see them approach, in order to bottle him up at different levels, that front line's got to take care of business. Otherwise, he starts to sift through.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Caleb Farley. And the Packers are going to take over at their own 2-yard line.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. And the penalty, a big assist to this offense. Now it's 3rd and 3. Now they try the right side here. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. A great effort there. On his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Taken at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he throws.
And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
But defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Push him back. 57 to Mike.
They go play action with Wilson. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hawkinson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a first down.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Now it's Wilson. Flushed out right. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Here we go. 90. Wall.
Smell fear in that offense.
Now it's Wilson. Touchdown, Rams. Will Dissly, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Rams just continue to pour it on.
And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. This fielded right at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And we'll see what they want to do. Just 20 seconds remaining here before the half. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go. Shift. Check 52. Cougar 19.
On first and 10, it's Gibson. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Taking it about the 1. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
At their own 20-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this was just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads
true.
will be fairly clear
that is
by the
one
time we have to leave the booth.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
I'm coming after you. Go.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 168 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Watch the pass.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
Play action. Now Wilson. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A big connection on that one. 38 yards.
They came out with an aggressive mindset to start the 3rd quarter, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them take more of these type of deep shots as this game moves along. They connected there. They expect to connect on more before this one's over.
Let's get that ball. 55 is my guy, 55.
Coming for you.
Check.
Race don't travel. Race don't travel.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
Second and 6. At the 21-yard line.
You must be getting tired of seeing this. Go!
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Here's Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. So now the Rams send out the field goal team here. From the left hash, this from 37. Carlson able to put this one through. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's 4th down. On is the punter Charlton now as he's able to get this one away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
He'll have a 1st down past the 40, and he'll take it to the 43-yard line.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big 3rd quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Now a handoff here to his running back, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's a right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Check 31, check 31.
Recon, 132 fight.
Here's Wilson to throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Let's go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're hell.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
So tack on 3 more, though it's just a rare drive where they did not find the end zone.
Yeah, you're right about that, partner. But at this point, I don't think you're too concerned about that. You just want to possess the football for a while and drain the clock. If you can get 3 out of it, that's great too.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And just like that, it's 3rd down. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Packers on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. And the Rams got him. They bring him down.
Yetur Gross-Matos able to get him down for a loss of 11. And it brings up 4th down.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of
fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Had an open man that time. They ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. Going for the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
They run on 1st down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now.
That 1st down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. And this is going to double their room to maneuver, able to get it from the 5 to the 10-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
On now is the Packers punter, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. And he'll go out of bounds, making it all the way down to the 5. Phew, 246 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long.
Set. 15 Lonnie, 15 Lonnie.
We got to get to the ball, D. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
Second down and goal. Wilson. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. A great play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Rams are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll get this just up past the 20, but a marker is down. Let's get the call. Now, this is going to put him back with not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
They'll look to throw now on first down.
They'll set up the screen for Gibson.
And a short 3-yard pickup gets him up to the 15. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
That'll go for a gain of 7. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync.
And the Rams got him. They bring him down. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down. On now is the Packers punter, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly as that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review.
Taken at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
At their own 19-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game is played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And the Rams defense gets to him again behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. They'll look to throw here. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 17. And they will set up shop, red zone territory at the 13-yard line. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10.
Here we go. 57
And they take a knee. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And they'll indeed take a knee. Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Los Angeles,
they improved to 11-5 now with 1 week remaining.